All right, good morning. I'm Dave Gagnon. This is eXpansion with Dave Gagnon, and this is a private meeting for everyone in our revenue share group with the idea that we can share some scripts, and dialogue, tactics, and strategies to help grow your revenue share and grow the company. And today's guest is Aaron Browning. Welcome, Aaron.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, and thanks for moving things around on your calendar to make it in here. First of all, before we get into how things have been going here, let's just talk about your background a little bit. When did you get into real estate, and what did your team and production look like just before coming over?
Yeah, great question. I've been in real estate almost 7 years. I was with KW prior to coming here the full seven, so I haven't traveled to different brokerages or anything like that. I have a small team. We're currently five, not including the back end ops manager and TC. Our volume was 31 million last year for I believe 74 or 75 units. And we moved over to EXP almost 4 months ago. I think we're right at the 3.5 month mark.
Okay, and we're going to get into how things are going here for you in a little bit. But I think one of the things that can have the most value in this interview, Aaron, is everyone, always has the question of, what do I say when I'm calling someone, who's doing, 20, 30, 40, 50 million. And so let's just talk about, what did that first phone call look like to you? Who called you, and what did they say to get you interested?
Okay, so how I got here, essentially?
Yes.
Yeah, so it happened in July. I was running our mid-year numbers, and I was adding up all of our caps from my cap to all the other capping agents on our team. And shame on me as the leader of the organization. I knew what the caps were. I'd never added them together and saw that number, and I was in shock. So I called my coach, Chris Hart, and I was like, man, I don't know. I love where I'm at. I see value, but I don't see $166,000 worth of value. So I was kind of toying with the idea of perhaps opening my own brokerage. Talked to Chris, talked to many other peers and mentors, and they all advised against it. Just said it was a lot of work. It would distract me from my sales business. And I knew I didn't want to go lateral. So Chris and I were kind of mapping that out. And he was like, have you heard of EXP? And I was like, no offense. I was like, is that the company that gets bashed on all the pages by KW and other big companies? And he was like, yeah. I said, cool. I said, give me 48 hours. I'm going to go research it. I watched the video, talked to two people, and I was all in. I mean, literally the first day. So it wasn't even a conversation. It was really more of a self-discovery.
Love that. I love that. It's funny. Someone once said that any publicity is good publicity, right? And so, they're out there, bad mouthing EXP, but they're talking about EXP all the time. That's interesting.
Yeah, if I could run on that, Dave. So one of the takeaways for me was, I have nothing bad to say about KW, but that's the only thing I can compare it to. Was why is a company with 180,000 agents concerned at the time 4 months ago with a company with 4,000 agents, 4,500 agents? That honestly, once I stayed in curiosity, that's where I realized that this company was onto something, because they should not have even been on the radar.
Right, absolutely. All right, well, good. So you did a little self-discovery. Um, Sounds like it was a substantial savings difference, right? So that was the initial thing, the financial model for you. What did you think of the equity model as you were looking at it?
Yeah, great question too. So my wife and I had been in conversation, the previous 6 months, maybe up to a year, about how do we reward our people, the people in our organization. I feel like the rainmakers, the owners of the teams, at least in my last brokerage, we have opportunities that the agents on the team don't have, and that always bothered me and my wife. So we're trying to figure out a way to form their retirement plan, form an exit strategy for them. And we were out of solutions. We really were. 401k, everything else, it's very expensive as a small business owner. So we just didn't have it, and it frustrated us. So as we started learning more about EXP, that was that avenue. It's a way for everyone in our world to own stock in our company, to invest in rev share and form their own retirement plan at their own pace, whatever they want, they can do. But it really opened it up to our team. That's probably the biggest takeaway I have in our move over here.
All right, that's great. And so when you look at the stock incentives, do you think that it gives you a competitive edge to attract additional team members on the Browning team?
I think everyone comes for their own reason. We definitely had some where the minute you get, from your presentation, you get to the stock part, you kind of see people, gravitate towards that. But I definitely wouldn't say that's why everyone is coming. I think everyone has their own, and some have multiple. But I do think the stocks play a big part.
Okay. And then I know that you're having some success with agent attraction, and we'll get into that a little bit. But if you could back your brain up 4 months ago,
Yeah.
when you watched the video, you were assessing the opportunity. What was your original thoughts of revenue share?
Uh, I didn't think it was real. Although I was coming, and that definitely played a huge portion in it. I was bought into the profit share model at my previous brokerage. There 7 years. I was not a good recruiter, attractionist, whatever you want to call it. I think I had 7 agents in 7 years, so one a year. So although I bought into it, when people said retirement, I was making $200 a month. That's not a retirement in my view. So I love the idea of it, but I was never fully bought in. When we came here, the same idea. It was transparent. It's off the top. You can log into Enterprise and see it. So I was buying in quicker when we moved here. But even then, it took hitting my bank account the second month, third month for it to be like, wow, this is legit.
Gotcha, gotcha. All right, so now you've gotten into curiosity, you've done some due diligence, you've decided to make the move over, and I know very early on you made sure that your clients and your friends in the business knew that you were making the move. And how exactly did you do that early on?
Yeah, big on Facebook. I told the team when we moved over that I was going all in. I was going to hold them all accountable to going all in as well. I did not want anyone in my organization a year from now to play that what if game. What if I would have done this? What if I would have talked to one more person? So we're very, very purposeful with that on our team. I am as well with anyone we bring onto our tribe, but obviously I can't hold them to the same level of accountability as the team. But we're all in, so we went all in. I probably make at least one post a day on social media. And at my old brokerage, I was doing the 5-to-1 model. 5 personal to 1 work. I don't even care anymore. If I offend someone, I'm okay with it. The opportunity is so big that I'm going to tell as many people as I possibly can.
Gotcha. And so I think I saw your first post, where it was, "Hey, I made this move," and it was just a short little thing and very upbeat. Would you mind just sharing kind of what that message was and what it felt like?
Put me on the spot. I wish I knew exactly. Yeah, so I'm ADD. I don't like reading a lot, so I want it short and concise so that people are just gonna kind of zoom over it to get the gist of it. But I'm a big believer, and I know I've heard you say it 100 times, to not put down the previous brokerage. And I personally would not be here today without them. So it was one of those, just saying, I'm grateful for the opportunity I had, and an opportunity presented itself that was so huge that I had to move our organization over here to partner with eXp. If you have any questions about it, please let me know. But still here, and we're still here to serve our clients at a high level.
Good, good. Yeah. So it was really a notification,
Correct.
right? And so when we were looking at what happened with you and your group in that first 30 days, I don't know how you felt about it, but I was very excited for you. I was very excited, to have you, in my family, in my tree, and all of that. Would you just share with everyone what that first 30 days looked like?
Yeah, it was good. obviously a little bit of advantage for someone that doesn't have a team or anything, because we came over with, I think, 4 other agents, including me. So we had a little bit of a head start. But it was just getting out there and talking to people. And I will say too, I wish I could say it was all me. It really wasn't. Most of the people we recruited our first 60 days, it was more of lead receiving. And I would say honestly 95% came from Facebook originally. And it was literally, hey, what's going on with EXP? Tell me about the move. It got so bad. I mean, I've had multiple people we brought that would write me on Facebook saying, ... If you would have told me that 4 months ago, I would have laughed. but it's true. I think people are tired of overpaying. They're searching for a different model, and it's just our job to get the message out there.
I don't know how it was in the cloud office, but my computer just cut you out just on that punchline before the ... Would you just share that again?
Yeah, so someone wrote me on Facebook, multiple people, I think 3 now, and said, "Why have you not recruited me? ...
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, probably the best message you can receive, right?
Absolutely.
But it's true, and it sums it up. People really, they're ready for a change. They're ready for a new opportunity, and I think it's our job to get the message out there and educate as much as possible.
Well, good. So you're in Northern Virginia, is that right?
Yep, we service Northern Virginia as our main hub. We do a little bit in D.C. and also Maryland.
Okay. And so one of the things I kind of want to point out, and this is, for everyone here in the room, but also, for the recording and posterity's sake, um, uh, when you were making the move over, I mean, there was a lot of chatter about this company, eXp Realty, but was there a lot of market saturation with agents coming over yet?
No, I did not personally know another one. I didn't know of any in my market. I had never even seen an EXP sign or anything like that at all.
Gotcha. And so, I think we go through phases, and some of the phases we haven't hit yet, even in some of our bigger markets. But we have the entrepreneurial phase where you have the first person who comes into a marketplace, and it can be lonely. And if someone is not putting a lot of time, or if they don't carry a lot of local credibility, there could be a big lag between, hey, I'm the first person in, and getting number 2 or 3, right?
Totally agree.
And but what I try to tell everyone is it's about identifying spark plugs, right? Your wealth determiners, someone who is a leader, whether they're in that leadership role in their brokerage or not, right? Sometimes, like if you're looking at like a Keller Williams, they might be on the Agent Leadership Council, maybe an assistant team leader or team leader, someone who's a productivity coach. If you're looking outside of Keller Williams, they're probably the office manager or the owner, the broker owner, or they're running a team, right? And so in many cases, we have folks like you that are leading your group and leading your fight, but it's not you're not holding yourself out there as someone that's easy to find for a leadership role, right, or a leadership opportunity. So so when you find those folks and they understand the opportunity, they may need training and education on best practices, but they know how to lead. They know how to handle their passion and their excitement, and those kind of things. And so you've been here for 4 months. Where is your growth team or your expansion team looking, as far as how many folks have you attracted personally on Frontline, and then how big is your team overall?
Okay, yeah, great question. I have 14 on Enterprise in my direct. I have 2 in application. One of them has a letter of intent. She's a large influencer, but for sure a spark plug, and just can't for another week or 2. So that'll put me at 16. And then in application or verbally committed for the whole tribe, we're currently at 36 for what's registered in my tribe. And then who's in application, 18. So we're going to grow by 50% here in the next week.
That's awesome. So total team size with everyone that's in the funnel puts you a little bit over 50.
Correct.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Um, and so now revenue share is starting to kick in a little bit, and I know it's not going to be final until probably Thursday or Friday of this week. They'll pull the trigger on authorization pending, and we'll receive it on Monday. So there's still a couple of days for it to grow a little bit. Where are you standing at right now?
A little bit over $3,000.
A little over 3,000. So we know you have a little over 50 people, but we know 18 of those haven't even processed in yet. We know that people have been joining every month over the last 4 months for you, and the ones who came in last week or last month or even the month before haven't been here long enough to come over, write a deal, and have it closed. So to have a little bit over $3,000 in the check coming on Monday so far, did you take a peek and see how many people that includes getting paid on?
Yeah, that was one of my biggest takeaways from a conversation you went end of last week. Was you kind of get blinded by it. So you're like 3,000. You're looking at my chart right now. 14 people, 36 already here. Okay, it's not too bad. And you challenged me to go to look, so I obviously went home and did it. That is the $3,000 is coming from 4 agents and four half caps. It doesn't take this huge tribe to make some pretty good money. 4 agents and 4 half caps is not a lot.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I find all the time. Even for myself, when I look and it's this huge number, I then go look at how many people I'm getting paid on in that particular month, and it's not a huge number.
No, it's crazy.
So that's pretty cool. And so what? Let me ask you this question first. You're running a $30 million team. 70 transactions. I know you're growing. How much time are you spending on agent attraction?
It's not a lot. I can tell you I'm having a lot more fun on this side than the sales side at this point in my career. So I'm all in on the agent attraction side. It depends on doing a little bit different model than most. And the way we're doing it now is anyone in our tribe that doesn't want to master the recruiting side, the attraction side, and explaining the value prop. They're sending them the video, gaining interest. Once they commit to watching the video that we send out, they're adding them to my calendar. So I am running a lot of the tribe's appointments right now. So it's a little bit lower bandwidth, but I'm fully committed and purposeful to it, to growing their line and also growing mine. So it's been really, really helpful doing it that way.
Absolutely. Yeah. So when you're doing it that way, you're in that addition model, right? You have some great people. You do have that bottleneck where it's flowing through you, and you're building, and you're still going wide, and you're building for your people. But in doing that, you have found a couple of your own spark plugs,
For
and
sure.
so now it's more like having business partners, or folks that eventually will have full autonomy and replicate that same kind of model. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, you had opened me up to that phrase, spark plugs, when we met last month, but it's true. And they'll quickly identify themselves. I think right now we're at 3 or 4, and I have 2 more that I'm betting on that are emerging there. But it's neat. It changes the whole dynamic of it, because they're now trying to replicate or beat what I did or what the people above me did. It makes the conversation a lot better, because now we're bouncing off ideas. It's made our tribe a lot stronger. And right now, most of our tribe is in that Northern Virginia, D.C., Maryland region. So it's been really, really good. We've done a little Facebook page similar to what you guys have done, just on a much smaller level. But the value we're adding there to each other has been amazing.
Gotcha. So it really starts to become fun when you get that region going, right? So,
Oh, yeah.
for me, I've been fortunate enough to have some spark plugs, all over the country, but getting those spark plugs to get that local power source going is really the magic, right? So, what kind of things are you doing locally to be synergistic and to have each other get energized off of what's going on?
I think it's really been that Facebook group that we made. There's what, close to 40 of us in there now, but it's high value. And the minute someone has an objection they're getting for our local market, we're sharing it. We're bouncing ideas, sharing a lot of success stories. Hey, this worked. Just sign this person. Um, a lot of the spark plugs in the group, we've completely opened up our organizations, and this has been a game changer. And I applaud, Glenn on building this model that encourages that. But outside of my team meeting for my sales meeting, everything I do on my team is open to our tribe. So we role play 5 days a week. I send a Zoom out to them. They can jump on, plug in as much as they want. Any of the classes I teach to our organization is open to anyone in the tribe. And there's a few other agents thing with their organization, and it's made this synergy that's just been unreal.
Fantastic, fantastic. And so, as you're talking with folks, what are the first of all, what's your closing ratio, right? You have a conversation with someone, they've watched the video. For me, that's always the first filter, right? Because I can talk to 10 people, and if they won't watch the video, that's kind of a real low level filter. But now they've watched the video and they're having a conversation with you. What kind of conversion rate are you experiencing?
I'm over 90%. I will say, there were, especially in the first 2 months, a lot of them weren't appointments. They literally raised their hand, quickly and put it back down. And I was bringing them to the office, and they weren't quite ready. So you fail forward, and you learn to set your own standards. And you, Hank, and Chris have been huge helps with that. But for us, if they watch the video and they're coming to the office, I'm over 95. Zoom, I'm over 90%. But the video truly has been the linchpin, and the reason is it makes my conversation a lot more high level, to where they're bringing in questions that they have. It's not just in the beginning they'd sit down. So what's EXP? No offense, that's a boring convo, and I don't have a lot of time for that. I want specific questions. Hey, what does it look like if I brought in 12 agents? What was the stock yesterday compared to today? How does that work? When can I sell it? Things like that. It's much easier to close. So we've been really purposeful with that. They got to watch the video. Coming to the office, I know it's not great use of my time, but I am closing at a higher percentage.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That's fantastic.
I got to want to think of that too. So I've made it's like a force. I wouldn't call it a slide, but it's 4 handouts that I have, and I truly believe that people believe things when they see it for themselves. So doing it face to face or over Zoom, but having those 4 sheets that go over the caps, the stock, the rev share, and the technologies, essentially the 4 pillars, has been really, really good, because I can see it. Are they getting it? Are they not? I can also see where they light up. So then I can spend more time there. As I said in the beginning, it's for some people it's one of the 4 things. Others it's all 4. But I really need to know what's important to them.
Gotcha. Yeah, I find the same thing. I mean, I've attracted plenty of folks that walk into one piece of it, and that's the only thing they have questions about, and that's the thing that moves them over. And for other folks, they get really excited about all 4 parts, and it's a lot of fun. It's an awful lot of fun. What do you want to share that I've not asked as a question?
That's a good one. There's no secret sauce. It's just getting into action. I think too many people are kind of sitting on the sidelines. Well, I'd love to have 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 coming in, but they're not being purposeful with their conversations. And from my experience, right, it's limited, only 3.5, 4 months. It doesn't take a lot of combos. It could be 1 a day, it could be 3 a day, whatever your standard is for the goal you have set. But it's be purposeful. It's tell the message. We have agents in our tribe right now, who aren't making the Facebook post, and there's a direct correlation with their downline, based on the Facebook or the message they're delivering. But it's just get into action, guys. Talk to as many people. It's not salesy. I mean, usually I just say, how's business? The law of reciprocity, they almost always ask you back. My answer is ecstatic, and I'll usually pick something that's important to me of the 4 pillars and conversation takes over. But just get purposeful, tell your story.
So just give me a sample of that, Aaron. You give me a call, you ask me how my business is, and I say, something from it's okay, or it's going really well, or can't wait for the spring market. How's your business going, Aaron? What would you say?
Yeah, great question. Dave, it's fantastic. I'm not sure if you saw on Facebook, but we switched brokerages here, 3 or 4 months ago. Did you see that?
I did not see it, Aaron.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So we made a move. We left Keller. Obviously, you know me well. I thought I'd never leave, but the opportunity over here, the XP, was so big that we had. And what was really important to us was the lead generation. I know when we last talked, lead generation was a big facet of your business. And I was able to save $1,500 a month on CRMs through EXP because they offer us conversion and commissions Inc. for free. And I literally rolled that money over to leads. Let me ask, Dave, would more leads help your business?
Sure. What kind of leads? Like crappy internet leads?
So for this, if I have a relationship with them, I'll be a lot more direct. I'm being nice here. Leads aren't crappy, my friend. Only agents are.
I love that. I love that.
It's the truth. I hear that every single day. But yeah, I mean, that's essentially it. It's just getting into conversation. A good question for me, I think I got it from Gene, was Dave, let me ask you a question. If you don't mind ranking your business in 2017 from 1 to 10, 1 being I need to go get a job at Uber, and 10 being I should be on stage at the next convention, where do you fall?
Probably, I don't know, 6, 7.
6, 7. I appreciate you sharing, Dave. Let me ask, what would it take to bump it up from a 6 to a 9?
Probably, buyers that can pull the trigger on a house before it goes under contract.
Okay. Would that involve more buyers?
Yeah, but more qualified buyers would help.
Okay. So perhaps more leads would also help, right? Because it starts there.
Right.
Okay. So it's going to go to one of those 4. It's been a really magical question for me. It almost always is one of the 4 pillars that we offer. It's technology. It's networking. It's rev share. It's I need more money, whatever it may be, and then I take the conversation there.
Great. I love it. Well, let me open it up to the folks that are here live for the meeting, and I know some folks have dropped some questions in the comment here, but let's start with folks who can open up their mic and ask you a question directly.
Hey, Aaron, Jim Chamberlain here. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Hey, thanks for doing this, by the way. My question is, when you have some of your folks in your downline send out a video to their, let's say, their friends and agents, what do they say to get them onto your account under handoff done? So it's so they're expecting you to be calling, not the agent.
Yeah, so I'll share a script we just learned. It might have been 2 weeks ago from Hank. I wish I could take credit for this one, but it is fantastic. So we had an agent, one of our spark plugs. She's going to be a spark plug, by the way. Her name's Rebecca. I don't know if she's here. So Hank gave us this line. Literally, you Facebook message, text, whatever your source of communication is, and you just say, hey, all in on this EXP model. I'm fully embracing it. This rev share stocks and the free websites. I'm all in. I respect you. I'm going to send you this video. Can you try to poke holes in this for me? I just want to make sure I'm not making a mistake. Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay. 9 out of 10 times, they write back and say, when can I learn more?
Yep. No, I'm comfortable with that part. My question is, so now they're going to, at this point, the agent's not necessarily going to follow, maybe I misunderstood you, but at this point, the agent's not going to follow up. This person now going to go on your calendar. Is that correct?
Yeah. So they send the video, and typically there, we in our tribe and organization, we always do the upsell. So they're upselling me. Hey, Aaron, I really want you to be there, and perhaps he's more on your level, if they're a bigger agent than the person doing it, or he's been here longer and he's able to answer a lot more of the higher level questions. What I want to do is get you on his schedule, and he or she will say, he has an opening tomorrow at 4 or Friday at 2. What works better for you? So they pick, and then the agent will say, the only requirement is that you watch the video so that Aaron can really pour into you at a high level when you guys meet Friday at 2. Can I video?
Easy enough. Thank you.
But one more thing I'll add to that, Jim. So let's role play that. Jim, can I have your commitment that you're going to watch the video?
Yeah, absolutely. Anything for you.
Perfect. When today will you be able to carve out 45 minutes to get that done?
Yeah, I probably won't be till the kids go to bed. Around 8 or 9 o'clock tonight.
Around 8 or 9? Okay.
Yeah.
What I'd like to do is text you around 9 and just to gather some of your ahas, and I'd like to share some of mine. Would that be okay with you?
Yeah, awesome, man.
Okay. This has been a game changer, guys, because I just tied Jim down to watching the video tonight at 8 because he knows I'm texting him at 9.
Yeah.
Because in the past, we send the video, we're agents, right? We have family, we have life, we have real estate, everything else. We don't always do it. But now, if you know I'm texting you at 9, you're more likely to do it, and it's been a game-changing move for us.
Yeah, no, good tip. I'm writing that down. Thank you.
And then you can also tell when they watch it, guys. 60, 70% of the time, they're texting you before I can even text them at 9.
Absolutely.
So I'll look down, all of a sudden someone says, Netflix, that's so cool. And I'm like, oh, there they go.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you for your time again.
Absolutely.
Great question, Jim. Anyone else?
Hey, Aaron. This is Theo. How are you?
Theo, how are you, buddy?
Great, man. What video are you sending?
Yeah, I am sending the Gene video. I need to switch it over to Dave. I had that one before Dave and I hooked up. It's the video that kind of sold me. I liked it a lot because he referenced, well, for one, he referenced us, which is always good, but he referenced KW a lot with his past, so I felt like he appealed to a lot of the people that I was targeting.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's, in fact, I think it was shot at Mitch's brokerage. Is that right? The one I'm using?
Yeah, yep. We had sponsored that. Mitch put that on in Cocoa Beach, and Gene came in and did 2 events. The presentation that you see there, and so it's not it's not a slide deck with a talk over. It's not here in the cloud office. It's Gene doing it live, and Gene, of course, is very dynamic and animated and funny and engaging and all that good stuff.
Aaron, what is your office setup? You mentioned them coming to your office. Did you have the office before with KW?
No, I had an office inside of KW, and then we rented a little stand-up shop. So we're trying to bring them here. I'm a big believer of the home court, and once again, I know it's probably not the best use of my time now with technology and Zoom and the world. But if I can get them to come to me, where I have everything set up, it's my home court, it's everything in order of the way I want it. The sign-up ratio has just been a lot better. Does that make sense? Can you guys hear?
Yes. Yep. Real good answer. Thank you.
Sorry. The other thing I'll add too, guys, great questions, is I started to treat it like a listing appointment. So in the first month or 2, people would come in, and I wasn't closing. So I do the presentation, my presentation after the video, have a high-level convo, answer questions, and then it was like, great. So what do you think? They're like, it's awesome, man. It looks really good. Let me think it over. Now I literally on my slide, it's the application through Enterprise. I have it up. So about half the agents who are coming in, they're filling out the application in my office. So I'm straight closing. Any questions? No, it looks really good, fantastic. The next step is to fill out the application. I slide the mouse and keypad over to them.
That's great. Yeah. Press hard, 5 copies, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't want any variables. They get home, life happens. It's never a good time to move to an organization. And let's just do it. Let's do it together. This way, if you have any questions, I can answer them for you.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Aaron, just as a follow-up to that, we're growing like crazy as a company, and we're not perfect yet. All the systems aren't perfect yet. Are you doing anything to follow up when someone puts in an application? And if so, what does that look like?
Yeah, it's not perfect. Growth is uncomfortable. Growth is chaotic. If it's not chaotic, we're not growing, right? So I think it's important. I'm doing a lot. The minute an agent comes in, fills out an app, they just changed the position, but I was calling the regional broker, introducing it. This person is a spark plug for me. Please handle it well. I then immediately go into agent services and said, it hasn't hit your computer yet, but so-and-so just filled out an application. What's the next step? I'm once a day checking on somebody. And the minute they tell me where it's stuck, I Voxer, call, find them in the world, and I take it to the next level myself.
Gotcha. Thank you so much. I think a lot of folks just leave it alone. Then they get a little frustrated. It might be a little bit of time. The other thing is when you're the local spark plug, you're the regional leader, you're building this group or tribe. Um, you get to know all the places it could get stuck locally, right? You know if your state broker might be on vacation that week, right? So you might set different expectations and pick a different join date. You might know, whatever it might be. Who handles your onboarding at agent services, and so and many of us reach across state lines in growth because we're well connected on social media in groups of agents or brokers. And so each state, each part of the country is a different adventure. And so you got to plan on setting aside some bandwidth to be able to learn that and to help that be the best experience, for your group growing in that area until you find that spark plug who can take it over.
Yeah, I think that is huge, guys. You do so much work bringing someone, recruiting, whatever you want to call it, and to only lose them in the handoff between you and onboarding. It's take action. If you want it done, go figure it out. I mean, it's really, really important. I can tell you too, a lot of the people we're attracting are from KW, and they're used to having a TL or a DOFI, whatever you want to call them. So the onboarding, in my opinion, is a lot easier because it's face to face, and it's what they're used to. So they're not used to this virtual thing where they're waiting 48 hours for someone to respond, and they can get very, very frustrated if you're not managing getting that handoff.
Good. We have time for just a couple more questions, or any scripts that you want to hear Aaron do.
Someone asked something about the handout. I can definitely send that to you guys if you want to message me on Facebook or email me. It's nothing polished. It's literally 4 documents, but it's really, really good.
Hey,
someone asked about the handoff, I believe.
Hey, Aaron, if you would just post it up in the Gagnon Rev Share, because everyone in here is in our
group.
Yeah,
I can do that. That works.
Yep, perfect.
Howard Fritz.
Howard, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for doing this, buddy. When somebody gives you such an ambiguous thing as I need more money, how would you respond to that?
That's probably the easiest one. Like I said, I'm really direct, so I either make a joke or kind of hit it back at them. Is that more money in your sales business or retirement, Howard?
I just need more money.
Perfect. So I set the appointment. Let's set up a time to talk. I'm going to show you, 2 ways to put more money in from your sales business. But I also want you to fund a huge, huge retirement. You do want a way out, right, Howard?
I do.
Perfect. I have an opening from 4 or Friday at 2. What works better for you?
Sooner the better, Aaron.
I love it. Yeah, guys, it's just closing. I mean, everybody has a hole. There's eXp. In my opinion, the one flaw we have right now is onboarding. There is no perfect brokerage. I was not looking for a new opportunity when I discovered, eXp. I'm always looking for opportunities, right? It wasn't like I had a huge need, and I think most agents fall in that category. Just got to find out where they're not happy and see if we can plug and play them over here and make it a better fit.
Second question is, how big is your office space?
Too big. If I could go back 4 months ago, I wouldn't have got an office this large. Because the agents aren't coming. They're using the Regis facilities. They're probably here 1 or 2 days a week, other than our ISAs. But so I'm trying to use it to the best of my ability, right? So I've opened it up to people in our tribe, so that if they wanted to borrow our conference room and it doesn't interfere with my sales business, that they're more than welcome to use it 7 days a week. So that's also been an added bonus for us.
Hey, Aaron, Jim Chamberlain again. Have you gotten to the point where you're actually making calls? I wouldn't call them cold, but maybe people that you basically don't know that are in your market?
Yeah, just starting to do it. Just trying to get more purposeful with it. But yeah, I have a call list. The list I printed out from, ironically enough, I got it from our last TL before we left. But it's the $1 million to $6 million producers in Northern Virginia. So yeah, I just call through. Introduce myself and introduce the opportunities and go from there.
Cool. Do you want to role play that, or you're not ready for it?
Yeah, always. I don't have the script right in front of me, and I'll be really transparent too. I'm not doing this enough.
No, that's good. It's good practice.
Yeah. Tim Cruz and I, one of our spark plugs, another huge leader in this company, but we'll do it for a day, and then you wait 3 or 4 days. And the ironic part is every time we do it, it works. I don't know why we stop.
Got it.
Yeah. So for us, so ring.
Hello.
Hey, this is Jim.
Yeah, who's this?
Jim, this is Aaron with eXp Realty. How are you?
Good. How can I help you?
Good. Listen, I was agents in the Northern Virginia market this morning, and I came across your name. Looks like you're on pace to sell close to 20 units this year. Is that accurate?
Probably.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah,
What do you attribute that success to?
Just grinding every day, man.
I love it. I love grinders. That's what we do over here too. Listen, are you open to doubling your business potentially here in the next year?
What kind of question is that?
You'd be surprised what I hear on that one. Jim, what I want to share with you is I have a unique opportunity in my organization and also in our brokerage. We currently are generating more leads than our team can handle, so we're actively seeking out game changers in the market like yourself. And I also wanted to potentially talk to you about a fit in our brokerage. Do you have some time later today or tomorrow to discuss that?
Yeah, I'm definitely not looking to join any kind of team. I can tell you that. I have a team of my own. Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I'm starting my team.
Congrats. How's it working out?
Awesome, man.
From here, I'm not going to go too much because I built a team and I know the struggles, and he's just starting out. I'm going to end up being a huge resource for this guy.
Got it.
So I would spend probably 10 or 15 minutes there. Well, Jim, obviously, you don't sound like a fit for our team, which is great, and I love other team builders. I like to network with them and help them grow. What I would like to talk to you about is the brokerage. Are you guys using one of the top 3 CRMs for your team?
Yeah, I mean, we're paying a boatload of money for it, too. But
Which one are you guys using?
Boomtown.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, we were Boomtown users as well. Let me ask, if I could show you a way to save that $1,500 licensing fee and potentially roll that over to leads, what would that do for your organization?
Make more money.
Make more money. Well, let's do this. I'd like to explore that opportunity with you. I have an opening today at 4, tomorrow at 2. What works better for you?
Yeah, I'm a little busy. Why don't you call me next week?
Well, my schedule's filling up too. You do want to save money and put more leads in your buyer agent's pocket, right?
Yeah, who doesn't? But there's no magic pill, you know?
There's definitely no magic pill, but are you at least open to opportunities?
I am, definitely.
Okay, perfect. Well, let's do the right thing. I have an opening today at 4, tomorrow at 2. What works better for you?
Yeah, dude, I'm slammed. Can you just, if you want to send me something to take a look at, and I can, maybe we can chat next week or something?
Absolutely. What day next week potentially looks better for you? My schedule's filling up, and I do want to make sure I have time for you.
Wednesday's always an off day for us.
Okay. I'm presuming you lead gen to keep that team going, so I'm presuming afternoon's better. Is that fair?
Yeah, afternoon's always better.
Okay. So I'm going to pencil you in for Wednesday at 4, and then I do want to make sure I'm showing your email address is jim@gmail.com. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay, Jim, I'm going to send you a short video. It's about 45 minutes, and it changed my life. Can you commit to me today that you can carve out 45 minutes to watch this and see if the opportunity fits you and your organization?
Yeah, I don't know if I can do it today, but I could definitely do it in the next 24 hours.
In the next 24 hours, okay. If you were to do it tomorrow, what time do you think you would do it?
I don't know, man. I don't even know what I'm doing tomorrow, to tell you the truth.
Okay. Well, I'll do this. I'm going to text you. I have your cell number, right? This is the cell?
Yep.
I'm going to text you tomorrow and check in and see what your ahas were. If you end up watching it tonight, please share it with me because I'd love to mastermind with you on that. And then from there, we'll see each other Wednesday at 4.
Sounds good, man.
Fantastic. Take care.
Okay, thanks. Good job. Thank you.
That was a great role play.
That was really good. I'm sorry, I had to say that. That was really good.
Take it till you make it. But honestly, guys, that's all it is. It's just getting in a conversation.
I like how you use the script for the aha, and you pin him down. He was slippery, but you were just keep going at it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get an appointment. The other thing too is it's hard in a role play because I don't want to take 30 minutes doing it, but that might have been a 30-minute call. In all fairness, if he's emerging as a team owner, guys, there is major struggles there. You want to talk about failing? I don't know anyone that hit it out of the park early on. So I would really pour into him there at a high level and be almost like a mentor in this call, to where he's wanting to take my meeting, if for nothing else, to pick my brain, and I'm okay with that.
This is Juanita. I have a question, Aaron.
Yep.
By the way, congratulations on your success so far.
Appreciate that.
So you research the agents on obviously the MLS to find out what their production is before you call them at all times?
No. Yeah, I'm so glad you asked that. Here's why. I've seen agents do that. They don't answer the phone. You just wasted 5 minutes researching. I'll make it up on the phone. This printout I have from our former TL, it literally says what their It was pulled in July right before I left, so it shows what they just double it. So I've had some where I was like 20, and he's like, "No, man, I'm at 40." Wow, fantastic! Just get off it, just a script.
Right.
Does that
I
make
have
sense?
another question. Yeah, it does. It does. I have a question for David too. David, if you don't mind. I know at the previous brokerage, KW, I guess, there was a broker metrics, I guess, feature. I don't know if EXP has that or not.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm using.
Yeah, that's where your list came from, Aaron. So broker metrics is only accessible by the broker level, and so it's not accessible, to us. And if I were the team leader in a market center, I had the broker metrics, and I was using that to grow the office. If you gave that list to 50 agents in the office, they would all call everyone and spam everyone and ruin any opportunity that anyone would have. When I was with KW as a team leader, I did 7 relaunch offices for them in 7 years, and there were always the same problems. And one of the major problems was every agent got excited about profit share, and every agent called everybody, not the people they knew, not the people they did deals with, but everybody to try to recruit them. And they didn't learn good scripts and dialogue. They didn't have live conversations and dig their way through it, like Aaron was just sharing. They were going for the quick route, right? So, and one of the things that KW had was they had a guy who developed a drip campaign, and he would sell it to everyone for like $200 a month kind of deal. And so everyone would go, well, $200. I mean, this guy's got a bunch of people and it's going to be worth it. If I just get a few folks, it's worth it. And so you'd have 10, 15 people in a market center be paying this guy for the same drip campaign. Everyone's sending out the exact same message. And now the brokers block that domain. Now you can't even send an email to folks you're co-broking with because you got the domain name blocked. It's a mess. And so, Aaron's calling people, and you might call the same exact person, but it's a personal phone call, right? It's introduction, where are you at, those kind of things. That's not spammy. When it's the same thing, you have an auto dialer, you're doing a top producer, drip campaign or constant contact, whatever. That stops working really quick and it sours the opportunity. That's why I always talk about, have your methodology. I always taught 8x8, 12 direct, and 33 touch to my agents, and I teach the same thing for building your revenue share. If I start talking with someone today, I treat it like it's an 8x8. I'm reaching out to them every single week for the next 8 weeks or more until I close them or it turns into a 12 direct type touch or a 33 touch. And for me, the split in the road is if they're cool, it's a 12 direct. If they're still warm but not ready, it's a high touch. And so I don't do pre-designated drips. I have styles, right? So I'm going to text everyone once a quarter. I'm going to email once or twice a quarter. I post probably once or twice a month on Facebook, and I friend them. And so they're getting a touch from me. I'm in front of them. I want them to remember who I am if they decide that, hey, actually, I spoke with someone. It sounds good. I remember that you and I have been talking for a year or two. Circle back around. Those kind of things. So, if however we're getting the source, if we allow everyone to gravitate towards your strengths, your conversations can be much more personable, which makes them much more powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Can I add to that?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's it's such a good question. It's such a good dialogue you just shared. But it's just like lead gen. I think so many people would rather just send an email or just do this. It's passive.
Yeah.
If you want to have huge results, you have to pick up the phone and just do it. And that's just part of it. It's get purposeful. Practice on our group, your tribe, whatever it may be. But if you want big results, you got to take big action. There's no way around it.
Hey, Aaron, one of the things that you talked about is, how you're doing, sharing scripts and dialogue and successes on your tribe's page. And some of your tribe is here in the room, but, many of the Gagnon group are not. Could I get you to share some of those successes, scripts and dialogue in the overall group so we can, share that with everybody?
Absolutely.
That's great. Thank you so much. Well, that brings us up to the top of the hour. Aaron,
one question before you get off?
one more question. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm just getting started on this, and I'm building a team in my mind. And in advertising, I'm spending the money for advertising, and I expect I'll be handing off leads to different people on my team as well. I would imagine I would want have all the ad money spent on my website, and the leads come off of my website. And with conversion, everybody has a website. How does one share the leads?
That's a really good question, and there is training on conversion. And so you would do the ads, drive it into your conversion site, you get the leads, and then you can either assign the lead or share the lead. But I'll tell you, last Friday in the leadership meeting, they announced that we will be turning on KV Core, which is a huge upgrade to conversion, and that will allow for you'll be able to upgrade to a team platform. I think for $300 a month, something like that. So a lot of big updates and upgrades are coming. But I would go into the conversion class and ask, how do I share leads out of conversion and track them and all those kind of things.
Okay, thank you very much.
Absolutely. Aaron, thank you so much for coming in. I know I pulled you out of an appointment to do this, and I greatly appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for including me. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, everyone. Dedicate the time on your schedule. Commit to it. Make it happen. And we'll see you next week, same time. Not sure about the place. I'll keep it updated on Facebook, but I'll find a location for us that's not booked. Have a great week.